Okay, so you want to become a Bitcoin millionaire? You've heard the pitch before. Buy Bitcoin, hold it, wait, become a millionaire. Simple math, right? Except here's the part nobody puts in the thumbnail. There are roughly 8 billion people on this planet, and right now, fewer than 200,000 wallets on the entire blockchain hold enough Bitcoin to actually qualify as a millionaire. So if the math is this simple, why is the club this small? By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how a handful of ordinary people accidentally became insanely rich holding an asset that didn't exist 20 years ago. Why an almost equal number of people came agonizingly close and lost everything, and why even the ones who did make it are keeping a lot less of that million than the number on their screen suggests. Let's start with the part that actually built these fortunes, because it isn't trading skill, it's supply.
Bitcoin was designed so that only 21 million coins will ever exist. That's it. No central bank can print more when demand spikes, so when more money chases a fixed number of coins, over the long run, the price has nowhere to go but up. And because that scarcity was baked in from day one, a tiny amount of money invested early didn't just grow, it multiplied by numbers that don't really happen anywhere else in finance. Which is exactly what happened to a programmer named Laszlo Hanyecz in May of 2010. He paid 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas. At the time, that was about $41. Nobody thought it was a big deal. Bitcoin barely had a price back then. It was basically play money for a small group of coders. But because supply stayed fixed while adoption exploded over the next 15 years, that same 10,000 Bitcoin would be worth somewhere north of $600 million today. 2 pizzas, $600 million. That single receipt is now taught in economics classes as the most expensive meal in human history. And Hanyecz didn't do anything clever to earn that number. He just happened to be early, and then he spent it before anyone knew what it would become.
That's the first uncomfortable truth about Bitcoin wealth. It rewards timing far more than it rewards intelligence. Which brings us to the flip side of that exact same coin. In 2013, a Welsh IT worker named James Howells accidentally threw away a hard drive containing 8,000 Bitcoin while cleaning out his desk. At the time, it was worth almost nothing, so nobody blinked. Today, that hard drive, buried somewhere under a landfill in Newport, Wales, represents an estimated $700 million that he can calculate down to the dollar, but can never touch. He sued the local council for the right to dig it up. He offered to fund the entire excavation himself. He offered the town a cut of whatever they found. Courts rejected him every single time, and the landfill is scheduled to be sealed shut for good this year. So the same fixed supply that turned Hanyecz's forgotten pizza receipt into a fortune also turned Howells' forgotten hard drive into the most expensive garbage on earth. Same asset, same math, opposite ending.
And that's the part the just buy Bitcoin and get rich crowd conveniently leaves out. The ledger doesn't forgive a mistake. There's no customer service line, no password reset, no bank manager you can call at 9 a.m. If you lose access, the money doesn't disappear, and it doesn't go to charity either. It just sits there forever, visible to absolutely everyone, spendable by absolutely no one. Researchers estimate somewhere between 3 and 4 million Bitcoin are already gone this way, locked behind forgotten passwords and broken hard drives, which is roughly a fifth of every coin that will ever exist. So, with stories like that sitting in the background, here's the number actually worth paying attention to. Roughly 500 million people on Earth own some amount of Bitcoin today. Out of all of them, fewer than 1 million wallets hold a full coin. And of those, only around 190,000 addresses worldwide hold enough Bitcoin to be worth $1 million or more. Which means owning even a small fraction of a coin already puts you ahead of the overwhelming majority of people who claim to be in crypto. Actually, crossing the millionaire line is a different tier entirely, and it's a much smaller room than the marketing suggests.
And that room is getting crowded with names you probably wouldn't expect. It isn't just early individual holders anymore. BlackRock's Bitcoin fund alone controls somewhere around 770,000 coins. The company formerly known as MicroStrategy holds close to 700,000 more. Even the United States government now sits on over 300,000 Bitcoin, most of it seized from criminals rather than bought on an exchange. Add it up, and the top 1% of holders control roughly 87% of all the Bitcoin that will ever exist. So the modern path to Bitcoin wealth increasingly runs through institutions with lawyers and custodians and quarterly filings, not through someone buying a few coins off their phone at midnight and hoping. Now, here's where it gets genuinely complicated for the people who do make it, because crossing $1 million in Bitcoin and keeping $1 million in Bitcoin are two completely different problems.
First, that $1 million number is only real on paper until you actually sell. Bitcoin can drop close to 20% in a single month, and it has done exactly that this year. So plenty of people who technically crossed the millionaire line during a price spike were quietly back under it a few weeks later without ever selling a single coin or making a single mistake. And second, if you do sell, the government wants its share. Hold your Bitcoin for over a year and the profit gets taxed as a long-term capital gain, somewhere between 0 and 20% depending on your income. Sell within a year though, and that same profit gets taxed as ordinary income, up to 37% plus an extra surcharge if you're a high earner. Which means two people can hold the exact same $1 million in Bitcoin, sell on the exact same day at the exact same price, and one of them walks away with well over $100,000 more than the other, purely because of when they originally bought.
So here's the whole picture in one sentence. Becoming a Bitcoin millionaire was never really about picking the right coin. It was about buying early, surviving every single crash without touching it, never losing the keys, and then selling in a way that doesn't hand a third of it straight to the tax office on the way out. Hanyecz proves the upside is real. Howells proves the downside is permanent and irreversible. And the roughly 190,000 people who actually hold that status today are living proof that this window is a lot narrower and a lot less forgiving than the version of the story that keeps getting sold to everyone still waiting to buy in. If today's video changed the way you think even a little, then we've done our job. There are a lot more businesses hiding behind this industry, and we'll keep breaking them down one by one. Please subscribe to support us. For you, it's just a little effort, but for us, it will be a huge help for us to grow and help you to grow more. I'll see you in the next.